thought I would do a video on the Korchnoi Gambit. Well, this was a gambit invented in the early 1960s. This wasn't the first game, but it was one of the first, and it's now known as the Korchnoi Gambit, and this is the first game Korchnoi played with it, and it's an absolute brilliancy. So I'd say this was mainly the founding game of the dangerous Korchnoi Gambit, and it's actually in the Tarrasch French, and it's covered in Brandon's recent video on the Tarrasch French. Brandon gives an antidote, I think, where you give a pawn back on h7. But I'm just going to show you this game and show the attacking potential of the Gambit. Well, Korchnoi was playing white against Mijo Udovcic, who was no mug himself, was a grandmaster. But Korchnoi is regarded as one of the greatest players, if not the greatest, to have never won the World Championship, along with Larsen and Keres and a few others. Well, Korchnoi opened with d4, but after e6, e4, we are now in the French defence, and now we got the trash. And after knight f6, e5, knight d7, c5, c3, c5, knight gf3. You see the knight's gone to f3 instead of e2. And after knight c6, bishop d3, so a slightly unusual move order. Queen b6, and white just gambits the pawn with castles, and then black decides to take it. And then knight f3 and queen b6. And we see the move queen a4, attempting to bring the queen over to the king side. And King Squishy did a video on this as well. I'm calling it the determined queen. And also, you may know this game from on Chessmaster. Larry Christensen did some attacking games, a series on that, and he covered this game as one of them. But even if you have seen it before, it is well worth seeing this game. And Udovcic knows his stuff and plays queen b4. Which blocks the queen's access to the king side, and white obviously doesn't want to trade queens because it should be a pawn down then for the endgame, so he plays queen c2, and Udovcic plays h6. I think in the Brandon line you just give the h6 back and develop, so maybe this is a mistake, because after bishop d2, queen b6, rook ac1, even the materialistic entrance given white is more than enough compensation for the pawn. Got strong pressure down the c file, and it's very hard for black to develop his pieces. There's pressure all over the board. Bishop's stuck in on c8, but the tactical liability as well, because black tried bishop e7 and now queen a4, because now the queen can't be blocked off again by black's queen. And now black played queen d8, a rather odd move on developing the queen. Is there anything better? Can we just problem is if we just castle, the queen comes over to g4, and we're already threatening all sorts of nasties. It's not good, but maybe black can defend with f5, and then after takes, rook takes, still rather unpleasant. Now I've got weakness on e6 as well, and queen h5 is not a nice position, but it's better than the game. The queen d8 is just undeveloping. White played rook c2, just doubling on the c file, which is an asset in this line. Black plays king f8. I don't get that move at all. I think he just wants to unpin the knight, but now the king can't castle. Rook fc1, just normal developing. Knight b6, hitting the queen, but now it goes over to g4. And now white has just got a really powerful position. Black played bishop d7. And now white plays bishop a5, pinning the knight to the queen and mounting the pressure. And in this position, black played rook c8, trying to relieve some of the pressure by swapping off. And remember, black is still a pawn up, so swapping pieces off is not a bad thing. White played rook takes c8. Bishop has to take because knight's pinned, and queen can't take as well. And now bishop b4. The bishop's done its job now, and now there's pressure against e7. If black plays bishop takes b4, we have queen takes b4, king g8, and white should play queen d6 is actually giving us a strong move, but queen a5 is your strongest, and I think White's going to win the a7 and he'll still have the better position. Now it's equal material. But this is not bad. This Udovcic plays g6. That's a bit weird in that because it might be Saxon g6 now. And in fact, Korchnoi plays a beautiful move now. If you want to try and spot it, please stop the video now. Korchnoi played Queen h4. This is a lot deeper move than you think. Now the main point is that the bishop is pinned in two ways. So yeah, I highlight it with some arrows. See, bishop can't take bishop because queen's hanging, and bishop can't take queen because king's hanging. It seems though that Udovcic had a defense because he played g5, and now after the reply they expect knight takes g5, he played king e8, which is very crafty. Now the point being now is that of course he couldn't take the knight because then the rook would be hanging, but now he's unpinned his bishop and he's threatening to take the knight and g5, and if the knight moves it's pinned to the queen. So is White in trouble. Well, we have bishop b5 check. Bishop d7 has to be played, if knight d7. We have bishop takes e7, and if queen takes e7 then bishop hangs, and if king takes e7 then there'll be a winning discovery somewhere with knight e4 check, and if king e8 we have knight d6 check. King has to move and the queen hangs. That's not good. So we had to block with the bishop. And now we've played, and there's another beautiful move now, which you might want to try and spot. Knight takes e6, because queen can't be taken, because that is checkmate 1. So knight has to be taken, and now we have this check on h5 is opened. He has to go to f8. Now we play rook c3, just leaving the bishop to be taken because now there's another piece into the attack with this dangerous rook lift. And White is a piece down for a pawn, but White's winning. And Udovcic misses the best defensive chance. Played rook h7, which is not a good move. You get the best try was bishop e8. After which White takes, Black takes, and now White has to actually find queen h4 to keep any advantage, and I have to say rook h7, queen f6 check, queen f7. Now we just play bishop takes e7, king e8, and rook c7, where White has regained his pawn with a dominating position, but the game ends very quickly. Rook h7, which looks natural to provide some lateral defense, but now we have another accurate move by White, queen g6, because now the rook has to move to g7. We take on h6, and now it's just lost, no defense. If king g8 is tried, we play rook h3 with unstoppable threats down the h file. The king tries to run. With f7 we go check, and everything just gets mated. Say if rook g6 we have check, g7, rook f3. The bishop has to block, and that's just game over. King f7 check. If king goes back, say to f8 or g8, we've got check. King has to go back up. Rook f3, bishop has to block, we take it, and then that's just obviously going to be mating soon. So he played bishop takes b4, but after next move he resigned. There's two moves that win actually. See if you can spot them. Pretty simple. Korchnoi played rook g3 and Udovcic resigned. Queen h8 also wins. Because after every move except king e7, king 7 is the best move that hangs up with checks. That's obviously lost, because if king f7 and our rook g8 we've got a check, forcing the king out. Bishop actually comes back, and that's going to win. So rook g3 was played instead, but that's lost because like no way to defend the rook except queen e7, which gets mated of course by this. So that's the final position, and beautiful attacking game, and shows the attacking potential of this Gambit. And is of course it's an E4 2-6 defense channel, so I was a bit reluctant to put some deadly to watch the French get crushed this badly, but I find it's just an instructive game. It shows a beautiful attacking chess and shows the power of this Gambit, and now this Gambit is used a lot now, even in top level chess, and I've also played it. In fact, apart from this game, I'd practically not studied anything on it. I'd never even played it in Blitz, and I crushed someone in 21 moves of it. So we'll have a look at that game as well, actually. Let's have a look. Let's add an engine just in case I mess up somewhere. I should need an engine. Yeah, this game was taken from the Brighouse Open on 8th of June 2013, so not too long ago. I am 155 rapid. My opponent was David Milton, who they were using YCAs. His YCA was only 118, but I'd look back and he's 133, so I should win, but it shouldn't be a 21 move knockout. Let's have a look at this Korchnoi Gambit game, my first ever one. So e4, e6, d4, d5, these moves. In the past 2 games I played with the trash, I've always played 92, but I thought I'd give this a try, especially with it being rapid play. So we got into it. And now this is where he made his first mistake, because easily the best move in this position is to block the queen from coming to the king side. But he just played the casual move bishop e7, and now I played queen g4, hitting g7. Castles loses to bishop h6, as you probably saw in the video, and so he played g6, and now look at all these dark squares. And now actually I don't think I played the best move. I think you should just play a3 in this position. That seems to be the best move, and just ask black what he's doing. I'm preferring maybe b4 and stuff. I played h4, just directly trying to take advantage of it. He tried to get the queens off queen b4. I just dropped the queen back to g3. But I was a bit worried that he could have played knight c5. It was quite awkward. I was a bit worried about that. I was like, where's my bishop going? I was thinking bishop. Through the bishop, I was just worried about his knight coming into e4, but I think I can just play bishop d2, queen b6, and then maybe bishop e3, or then this, I could have taken on b2, but I think that's dangerous because I've got rook fb1, queen a3, and yeah, this is strong. I'm not sure, I think that's an improvement anyway. But he played f5, I took, knight takes, now I've got this weakness on e6 and sacks on g6 potentially. I played knight e5, a strong move, preparing sacks on g6 perhaps. He played bishop d7. Black's still fine, he's just got a very difficult position, a pawn up. And in fact I played a really good move in this position. Well, first of all I looked at the sacks on g6. What I'd calculated was bishop takes g6, h takes g6, queen takes g6. If the king runs to f8, then that's main one. But after king d8, I have a fork on f7. But also after king c7, knight takes h8, rook takes h8. Black would be better. Black's got 2 pieces for a rook and pawn. His king is now pretty safe, and in fact, h pawn's in trouble, and Black's actually Black's got the initiative now. So that's not good. So that's what I calculated. I played a3, which sets a trap, which I probably fell for, but also is a good move because it prepares to just to play b4, and then I don't have to worry about the b pawn. I can move my bishop then, and I have really good compensation for the pawn. And again, the materialistic engine is giving me as a small advantage in this position, but I'm a pawn down. Yes, he played queen d6, falling into the trap, which you probably know the answer to, and I'll show you that variation. Of course, he has to play after the game. After the game, was suggested queen b6, but that seems to lose as well. Because we've got the sack again, bishop takes g6, h takes g6, queen takes g6. Again, the king can't run to f8 and mate on f7. Knight f7, king c7. Because we've got this check now in this position. In fact, if the king goes back to the back rank, then I'll win the rook for nothing, and then I'll be up material. And that's actually giving us the best move, because if anything else, we've got rook c1 check wins, so that's a blunder as well. So black had to play instead queen a5 is picks the best one, and now his sack doesn't work again. I was just going to play b4. Now his pawn's protected, and he has to play queen a4. His queen's out of play, and then just bishop b2 had planned. White's compensation with the pawn is obvious. Got two monstrous bishops against black's two passive bishops. My queen's a lot better placed. All white's pieces are better than the black counterparts. And White actually go on to win this game. This shows that you need to block the queen off, because once that queen gets to g4 and g3, bad things start to happen. But in the game, queen d6, and of course, you know about that knight f7 check, knight wins the queen, so I bang, bang, bang. And he resigned, because of course there's going to be a queen down for two minor pieces, and the attack rages on. So that was a pretty nice game, that, and shows again the power of this gambit, especially at a lower level. But I hope you enjoyed these couple of games on the Korchnoi gambit. First the Super GM, and then the PM game, the Patzer game. But yeah, again, hope you enjoyed it, and please leave any comments and thoughts. Thanks very much.